Hey guys, it is 12:11 in the morning on the 15th, but we're going to go ahead and pretend it's the 14th. The only CampNaNo thing I worked on yesterday was the time stopper. I suppose I technically worked on something else, but I'll get to that in a second. But with the time stopper, altogether I wrote 2,430 words. Things are coming along relatively nicely, and I do believe that I'll finish this I would say in no time, but my wrists and my knuckles are killing me, so it depends on them. And I apologize if you can hear my cat in the background. She's in heat and she's incredibly annoying. I can hear her, but I don't know if you can. But outside of that, the only other CampNaNo thing I did, and truthfully the only thing I did at all on the 14th, outside of that, was I attempted to write another opening to the Z novel that I'll be starting in April. I tend to like to have an idea of what I'm going to write for the opening before I begin. It's about the only thing I give myself to know what's going to happen. But with this one, because it's an adventure novel and I don't write adventure novels, it's been very difficult to figure out how in the hell to open the book. I have even looked at a few articles on starting adventure novels, and none of them have really had what I need. They're just like, oh, start with a hook, and it's like, cool, you do that for any genre, so I don't know why that's the one important thing you have to tell me, but I really appreciate your helpfulness. But I've now written at least 2, if not like 5 openings for this book, and I don't like any of them. But with that, I did end up writing 682 words, which is how you know that I really tried to write an opening. I think I wrote 2 today. Or yesterday. Something. It's not going so well, but we'll see. I'm gonna keep working at it eventually and see if I can't figure it out or figure out a rough idea or something. I know that when I was doing research, there was a Percy Fawcett quote that I was like, wow, that's really cool. I would love for that to be the opening of the book. But I have to read through the entire New Yorker notes that I took to find that quote, because I think, and I hope, that that's where it is, because if it's not in there, it means that I didn't write it down. And when I look up Percy Fawcett quotes, it's mostly just quotes about Percy, which isn't helpful. That's not what I need. That would be like if I looked up Stephen Hawking quotes, and the only quotes from Stephen Hawking were just other people talking about Stephen Hawking. And it's not the same thing. It's close, but it's not the same thing. But that's all I did for the 14th. The 15th is going to be more writing, hopefully more note-taking, but it genuinely depends on how this hand decides to behave. I've been in the brace for 2 days now-ish. My wrist is very, very sore without it, and I cannot be without it for long periods of time, and I also can't be in the brace for long periods of time because then it starts to hurt and I need to stretch it, because I have a habit of doing this thing with my wrist, and I can't do that when it's in here, so it's a habit. It's the same as when I pop my knuckles. But my knuckles are sore, my wrist is sore, so a lot of my note-taking depends on how they decide to behave. If nothing else, I might go through the New Yorker article and see if I can find that Percy Fawcett quote, because I believe it was in the New Yorker article, I hope, and I believe that it was something that I thought would work great at the beginning of the book, but we'll have to see. So I'm going to get back into writing here in a few, and go from there, see what happens, and then I will update you guys on day 15 on any progress that I make. I don't know when I'll update you on day 15, probably during day 16, but either way, I will see you guys at some point for an update for day 15.